Nebraska recruiting has a secret weapon that's starting to pay off big time. The Polynesian pipeline. So in today's video, I'm going to give you an update around the top Polynesian prospects that the Huskers are going after, what they bring to the table, their interest in the Huskers, the other schools in the mix, and everything else you need to know. So really quick, big recruiting update, talking about some high 4-stars. Hit that like button. If you're just having a good day, hit that like button because I know I am. And also, if you're a diehard Nebraska fan and you support what I'm doing here on this channel, daily Husker football content, recruiting updates just like this, practice updates, and so much more. It takes 2 seconds out of your day. Please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out more than you would know to continue to post daily Husker football content just like this. Please hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into it. Going over this recruiting update, Nebraska's top Polynesian prospects in the 2026 class and even the 2027 class. There are a lot of good recruits to talk about. I want to get things started with the trenches, with the offensive line, the top Polynesian guys Nebraska is going after at that spot. Let's get things started with arguably the best of the bunch. This is Malachi Lee coming out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Top 200 prospect in America. 6'6", 315 pounds. I mean, this guy is an absolute bruiser when you watch him on film. Great in the pass pro, really developed in the running game. And he visited Nebraska late last year for the Wisconsin matchup. Was really impressed with Lincoln. Now, it should be mentioned around Malachi Lee. Very good prospect. Every single offer that you can imagine. He recently posted his top 6, and Nebraska did not make the cut. Michigan, BYU, USC, Bama, Georgia, Texas. However, I still believe Nebraska has a chance here because Nebraska is very persistent, and they have an X factor that a bunch of those schools don't have. They have Donovan Raiola, and Donovan Raiola is very familiar in the Hawaii area. If Donovan Raiola wants to continue to pursue Malachi Lee, he's going to do just that. Nebraska's recruiting staff is very persistent. They don't really care. If you post a top 6 and Nebraska isn't involved, they're still going to recruit you. They're still going to try to get you here on a visit. And listen, Donovan Raiola is the only guy who constantly visits people's homes in Hawaii. Hawaii's a tough trip. A lot of coaches don't visit Hawaii itself. They do Zoom calls, they text back and forth, they call, but they don't actually visit Hawaii. They don't visit these players. Donovan Raiola does. So if Donovan Raiola continues to try to get this guy, continues to recruit him, there is a little bit of interest there clearly because he visited Nebraska. I think the Huskers can chip away here. And this is a prospect that Nebraska definitely still wants. So want to put that on your radar. Let's get to some more top-tier offensive linemen who are Polynesian. We got a guy who's going to be coming on a visit this summer, which is Matili Benjamin out of Utah. Again, great height on him, really good length, 6'6", about 300 pounds, long arms, bruiser in the running game. Needs to work on his, maybe his technique a little bit in the pass pro, but man, pancake city when you watch this guy on film. Nebraska, they like some of these raw, Utah offensive linemen. They got, of course, one in last year's class. I'm blanking on his name right now. I'll get to it at some point throughout the course of this video. But, they like some of these guys who are Brian Tapu. Brian Tapu is the guy we took from last year's class from Utah. But anyways, they like some of these raw players, who are just really, really athletically gifted, who are tall, and then they can develop them. That's who you get here with Matili Benjamin. But a lot of good offers. Nebraska right now, the favorite to get him. You got one coming out of Honolulu, Hawaii, who plays offensive guard. This is Kamoe Hui White out of St. Louis High School. That's the same high school that Houston Torres went to last year. Now, Nebraska probably, in his top 10, top 5 right here. Cal's odds on favorite. Oregon has an offer here. But Nebraska still trying to chip away at this guy. I like this prospect a lot. Again, St. Louis has been very good to Nebraska recently. I think that's the same high school that President Tomoa went. Don't quote me on that. But they produce some very high-quality offensive linemen. I think Nebraska really wants this guy, and they were trying to get him on a visit this summer. So this is a high-quality offensive guard, can kick into center. Would watch out for this guy. A lot of pretty solid offers here, but nothing better than that Oregon offer and Cal. So watch out for that name. One other guy who was a recent Nebraska offer is Isaiah Wong, also coming out of Hawaii. This guy is 6'4", 250 pounds. I mean, a lot of good weight on him. Like, I know he's not super big weight-wise, but it's all pretty much muscle for the most part. Out of all the bunch, very developed in the pass pro is what I like about him. Good technique, good hands. I like him a little bit more at guard, but he's been picking up a lot of really good offers recently. Like, Cal's got in the mix here. UCLA's got in the mix as of recently. Again, you got Utah, you got San Diego State. So he's been picking up some pretty good offers. Nebraska trying to get on the sweepstakes. Would not be shocked if it's announced pretty pretty soon he's coming on a visit. So those are the top offensive linemen that Nebraska is going after. I also want to put on a tight end on your radar. This is Tremaine Purcell that Nebraska offered about this time last year. He is a tight end coming out of Honolulu. You know, you just think of an athletically gifted tight end, a guy who can stretch the field, a guy who's super fast, good catch radius. This is what you think of in Tremaine Purcell. Again, he is just fun to watch on film, man. Really, really fun. Again, great catch radius, one-handed catches, honestly, good speed on him, good athletic upside. He's actually picked up a lot of good offers recently. They got a USC offer just the other day. Now, Nebraska, they've slacked up in this process a little bit. They were the favorite for a long time, along with Tennessee. I don't think they're in the top 5. I don't know how much they're recruiting him anymore, to be honest with you. But I like him a lot as a prospect, so I want to mention him. But they had some interest at one point. He was at a Nebraska camp this time last year. So Tremaine Purcell, watch out for him if Nebraska still has interest. He locked in official visits to both Cal and Oklahoma State. But Nebraska, if they want him, I'd expect him to come on a visit this summer. Now, two other guys I want to put on your radar who are very high quality guys, just to say the least. These are in the class of 2027. Nebraska's trying to get a head start on both of these. First one is George Tuia out of California, listed at 6'2", 305 pounds. Is going to be a 5-star prospect. And as of right now, Nebraska is probably a top 5 school in the mix to land him. Now, again, he got a bunch of good offers here. You got Miami in here. You got Missouri. You got Cal, Oregon, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and then you got Texas A&M, Texas. So, bunch of really good schools, and it's only going to get better for this guy. Nebraska's been chipping away here very quietly. They've been, visiting California when they were in California a couple weeks ago. This is a guy that they visited. So would watch out for this name, but this is a bruiser, man. This is a big, nasty Polynesian nose tackle. You can put him at 3 technique. I want that, man. I want that so much. That's what these teams like Oregon have every year. Nebraska needs that, so would watch out for this name. Again, he's down the line in 2027, but Nebraska's already really trying to chip away at this behind the scenes. One more I want to put on your radar. The Huskers recently offered. This is Samson Satelli II. His dad played in the NFL. Again, he's 6'3", about 200 pounds. He's going to be a 4-star prospect, not ranked right now, but again, another Hawaii kid, really athletically gifted. He can stretch the field, which is something Nebraska really wants at the linebacker spot. He's been picking up a bunch of good offers. Solid tackler. Again, very aggressive is something that you would expect from him. And again, he got that good genetics with his dad. So another guy who's been picking up some good offers. Nebraska got involved recently. Right now, probably about top 3, top 5 in his process. So want to mention that guy as well who's in the mix. All right, guys, those are the top prospects Nebraska's going after that are Polynesian, coming from the Hawaii states, the Californias of the world, the Utahs. I just think it's so important that Nebraska gets Polynesian players because these guys are just different breeds, right? They're so physical. They have, culture of excellence, and they stick in packs, right? These guys don't go off to the East Coast. They don't go to random programs. They usually go to programs where other Polynesians are because that's so important in their culture. So they usually only go to schools like Oregon, Oregon State, Utah, BYU, Nebraska's been getting involved recently. They got Houston Torres. They got Preston Tamoa. They got Sua Lafoto on the D-line. They've been getting these Polynesian players, and this is where it starts to pay off. Let's get some of these guys. Let's get a bunch of them in the next couple classes because these guys are really, really good prospects, and I really like their upside. So wanted to make this video. I made it last year, but I really like these Polynesian prospects. Hopefully we can land them. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. I absolutely want to hear what you have to say. As always, folks, hit that like button and subscribe if you made this far on the video. Hey, please subscribe. Really helps me out, especially this time of year. YouTube, YouTube ain't doing the best right in February, right? It's peak of the off season, so please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. All right, guys, go Big Red, go Mount Rhule. See you in the next one.